Have you ever really stopped to wonder what true spiritual strength looks like? I mean, not just as an idea, but how it plays out in real life? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful commendation from Jesus to a church, and it reveals the very architecture of what it means to faithfully endure. Let's get into it. So here it is, Revelation chapter 2, verse 3. Now, this single sentence, it is just packed with praise for a group of believers who are absolutely getting it right, even under immense pressure. It's this incredible statement about their perseverance, their purpose, and their power. But what do these words actually mean? To really grasp the depth of what Jesus is saying here, we need to look at its anatomy. This verse is basically built on 4 distinct pillars of faithfulness, and each one tells a crucial part of the story. Okay, first up is the word born. Now, this isn't just about surviving or gritting your teeth. It's about actively carrying a heavy load, shouldering a burden with patience. It's the idea of taking up a weight and deciding, I'm going to move forward with this, not in spite of it. Next, we've got patience, or in the Greek, hypomone. And this is such a powerful word. It means the steadfast endurance, that quality of just standing your ground when everything and everyone is trying to knock you over. It's perseverance with a backbone. Then, Jesus says they labored. This points to real toil, hard work. But what's so fascinating here is the motivation. The verse is specific. Their exertion was for my name's sake. They weren't just busy. All that work had a divine purpose behind it. And finally, the result of all that? Not fainted. This is the payoff. Despite the burdens, despite the trials, and all the hard work, they didn't grow weary. They didn't just get discouraged and throw in the towel. They persisted. It's an incredible picture of resilience, isn't it? So we see what they did, right? They bore burdens, they had patience, they labored hard, and they didn't faint. But that just leads to an even bigger question. How? Where did this incredible supernatural strength actually come from? Is the lesson here just to grit our teeth and try harder? To just muster up more willpower from somewhere inside us? Or is this verse pointing to something much deeper? To a wellspring of power that we don't produce ourselves? This is the crucial point we really have to get. And the answer, well, it lies in a huge shift in perspective. The source of this incredible endurance wasn't about them striving to impress God with all their human effort. It was actually about them sharing in His very life. This right here is the core message. True, lasting spiritual endurance doesn't flow from us, but to us. It's not something we manufacture with our own effort. It's something we receive through our connection, our union with Christ. So if their strength really did come from this union with Christ, what would that look like in practice? Well, you'd expect their actions to start looking a whole lot like His actions. Their work becomes a reflection, like a mirror of Jesus Himself. So let's start with that first pillar again. The verse says the church has borne burdens, patiently carrying this heavy load. And this is just a direct echo of Christ, who, as Isaiah prophesied hundreds of years earlier, has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. You see, their endurance reflects His own work. Okay, next up, remember their patience? That steadfast, stubborn quality of enduring through trials. Well, that also has a perfect divine parallel, which, of course, mirrors Jesus, the ultimate example of endurance, who, for the joy that was set before Him, endured the cross. Their patience is really a participation in His patience. The verse also tells us that the church labored. And again, this wasn't just aimless work. It was driven by a very specific purpose, for His name. Just as Jesus Himself declared that He had finished the work the Father gave Him to do. So the church's labor is like a continuation of Christ's own mission here on earth. And finally, we're told that through it all, the church has not fainted. Despite all the hardship, they kept going. They persisted without giving up, which is just this beautiful reflection of the prophecy about the Messiah in Isaiah, that He shall not fail nor be discouraged. Their persistence is His persistence flowing right through them. It's incredible. So that's a lot to take in. But what does this divine architecture of endurance actually mean for us today in our lives? How do we apply this? Because it's not just some abstract theological concept. It's meant to be a profound encouragement for us right now. Here's the crucial takeaway. First, remember that your work, whatever it is you do, is ultimately for the Lord, not for human approval.
Second, don't get discouraged, because Jesus sees all those quiet, hidden acts of faithfulness that no one else does. And third, when you feel like you're about to give up, the source of your strength is found by looking back to Him and His endurance.
So in the end, this isn't a call to just try harder or to somehow do more. It's really an invitation to see our endurance as a reflection of Christ's life flowing through His people. So the real question for us then isn't just about how you are enduring, but how is His endurance being reflected through you?